Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. ADA is currently following the bullish thesis and it's getting closer to the 85 to 96 cent target range. That is sort of an ideal target range for this entire diagonal pattern that we've been tracking for many months. And already months ago, I communicated this, 85 to 96 cent target range. It's a projection, doesn't mean the price has to get there, and it also doesn't mean the price has to stop there. Very important, but it is likely for the price to get there. And then when we arrive there, we need to see, okay, is there a reaction? If there's no reaction, something maybe even more bullish is playing out, and we can talk about that now as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the forecast and the analysis over the recent weeks and months, even though it's been very frustrating with this long correction, it's been worth to continue to cover ADA, of course. And we're now finally getting there. And we have now a potential 5-wave move up on the larger time frame, at least visually complete. So we have the 5 waves, which is generally a potentially bullish structure. Okay, so we can, once this 5-wave move is complete, and if I see signals of completion, only then I'm going to add a support area for the wave 2 pullback, because we could then see this here as a 5-wave move up, and we can give it a chance that in any pullback, it's going to find a higher low, and then that could be a jump off point for a 3rd wave rally. So that's looking really good. Please be aware that technically speaking, this could also just be a corrective rally. I mean, we talked about that before on the larger time frame, from the January 23 low, an A wave to the upside, a B wave down, both in 3 waves, and then this could be the C wave to the upside, which would result in one more new low to a new bear market. That's not what I'm primarily watching for. Okay, that's not, but it is a risk that the chart points out. So again, I can only highlight it, and when it happens, I don't want to be the person who didn't talk about it. I just want to share that count with you. I did that before, but it's nothing that I'm primarily following in a bullish market. Rather, I'm going with the trend, and I tell you that as long as my support levels are holding, the parameters are being respected, we're focusing on a bullish outcome. And it was the right thing to do. So ADA has shown a nice reaction to this orange support zone and this here. I would encourage anybody who entered in one of my support zones or used these to find an entry to maybe just move the stop minimally, or at least to break even. And then all you need to do is to manage risk, because what we cannot rule out is that a much more bullish interpretation, at least short-term bullish, it's going to be very questionable long-term, but it could be an interpretation in which this was an A, B, C in a larger A wave. This was a B, and then we rally in wave C. Yeah, so that can happen. I just want to point it out. We've seen that with BNB, for example. Yeah, BNB is doing that. So this is a possibility. So you don't want to exit necessarily positions too early. I cannot predict that this is what's happening, but it's a bullish market, so I can point it out. The trend is up. Until we see signs of a pullback, this is what can happen. Do I like the count structurally? Not really, because this B wave was very shallow, but they can be shallow. Yeah, it's just something that, because we're tracking bullish potentials here, this is another bullish potential I mentioned a few times, but now that we approach my main target range, it's worth mentioning it. Not that, you sort of think, okay, it can only get to 85 to 96, then we have to get a pullback. That's not how it works. There is when we reach targets, projections, we're going to see, okay, is there a reaction? Especially because this is not an impulse. We're dealing here with a diagonal, so it allows for multiple interpretations. I just want to bring that across. And looking at the micro, price reacted here to our support zone here. Then we said, okay, the way for this 5th wave of the diagonal here to unfold, there are 2 ways. We can either see an ABC structure with a deeper B wave, then support would be here, and I'm going to adjust it, but it's not what I believe is playing out. Not with the latest push to the upside. then support would be 50 to 62 cents. So that means bottom line is bullish support is 50 cents. However, the green count allows for a much more direct pathway to the upside. And it's possible that this ABC structure that we also get in the white count just takes a different shape. And in this scenario, a much more bullish short-term also structure is possible, in which we already completed wave 1 of C in green. Wave 2 was shallow. But I specifically didn't add another support area because, you know, that structure is a bit messy. And we could then see now a third wave unfold, then a fourth and a fifth, and that can take us into the target range. With this C wave rally, we might even go a little higher, but we'll see. It actually points quite well also into that area here. And if that's what played out, then yeah, we've just seen a wave 2 low. That means how can we distinguish between both counts? Well, the green count should really not see a pullback below 64.3 cents. If we see that, it's likely the white count. So there's a very clear level. If you are trading the green count, that level would be my invalidation. But 64.3 cents roughly, or 64. The wave 2 low anyway. That swing low that formed, yesterday it was. Thursday, Friday. Okay, so if we zoom in a little bit, you might see that in a little bit more detail. Basically here we had a wave 1 to the upside, because you can count that as a potential 5-wave move. It's not great, but it's possible. No, or just thinking, or it might rather be that wave C is an ending diagonal. And then we have here an A, B, C in wave 1. So the wave 3 would also be an A, B, C. So yeah, but again, there's nothing reliable and we're on a small time frame, but just want to mention that it seems to take the more direct path to the upside towards the target range. We cannot rule out the white count at all yet, but as long as the 63.3 cent level is holding, or 64.3, that's the swing low, the green count seems to be in control. So that's my update about ADA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.